In our research, we recently partnered with Autism Hope Alliance, a wonderful group that advocates for support for parents. This is where we've gotten involved and tried to help them learn more about some of the root causes. Kristen Gonzalez leads the group and has done a beautiful and inspiring job of helping parents navigate this whole issue. And in doing that work, we see autism as what we refer to as a spectrum. It's many different things. It's not one particular issue. There's a line of delineation where we start to see more and more on one side than the other, and this is where we have been able to help children. This is where there's the kids that seem to be born with some sort of issue, and then there's kids that adopt something over time. And this is where we have seen that it's not so much about diagnosing a condition, but more about managing habits that are matched to genetics. And if we look at when did that thing happen? When was that first day that the parent noticed, my kid's not the same anymore? Often it is tied to some kind of exposure, chemical, environmental, nutritional. And what have we then seen as we've dove deep into these children? The inability to deal with that anti-inflammatory response. The genetic sub-optimability in their methylation system that doesn't allow them to cope with things like heavy metals, chemicals, even something as simple as paint in the home. That exposure in the blood causing that inflammation, and at that age, where are you more susceptible to damage? Neurologically. And this is where we have seen that it's about being in the wrong place at the right time. This is why we advocate that as soon as possible, you should understand the genetics of your child to be able to determine what is that risk level for them. What are those environment, nutrition, lifestyle factors that they can't cope with, that may lead to things in their blood that they were never meant to deal with in the first place, that potentially could lead to that neurological inflammation that would express under the spectrum of autism disorders.